I'm Mary Spender, and this is how I've used Logic Pro and Final Cut Pro, both on iPad, to produce my song What Game Do You Want to Play and a lyric video to go alongside it. Let me set the scene. You're a modern musician, a content creator, you're driven to make stuff, but you've hit a wall. Your head is swimming with ideas, they aren't the problem, but the execution is. There's a kind of friction for the 21st century artist. You can no longer hide away in a big expensive studio and emerge when the album is done a few years later. But you also no longer need the backing of a record label and the ties that come with it. You just need to be consistently working on your craft, putting creations out into the world, and seeing what helps you discover your audience. Finding your voice is the journey you need to take. And yes, sometimes it feels like you're running before you can even walk. The world is moving too fast for perfectionism, so you need to create on the go and take the canvas with you. Now you can adapt, you can step away from your desk without putting ideas on hold. If you're feeling inspired on the road, on an airplane, in a hotel room, outside catching a sunset, there's now something you can take with you. Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not.
You tell me make a wish, a secret, while I'm blowing out these candles. Then you look to me to let breathe as the whole room disappears. Keep me tangled inside your web, it's the happiest I'll ever be. Keep me hoping you'll choose me next. For now, I guess we'll wait and see.
How can I describe the professional apps on the iPad? The term all-in-one solution comes close, but it doesn't capture the fun at my fingertips. After using Logic and Final Cut on Mac for a number of years, these apps still feel like home, but with a twist. They've refreshed my curiosity in music production and video editing. So let's start with the music. Logic Pro makes my iPad a new kind of instrument that goes way beyond the capabilities of anything I've learned to play before. It feels hands-on, a marriage of the digital experience with an analog touch, detailed, expressive. It's similar to how I feel about the guitar. There's a physical element. I love pulling and bending strings and the percussive nature of it. The actions and gestures on the iPad allow it to become a sister tool and another extension of myself. Paired with a microphone and recording interface, this was all recorded, produced, mixed, and then shared from the iPad.
You make me quake. You're worth the fear, a risk I will take.
Here's how I built the track. Drummer. The most control over a drummer you'll ever have with your fingertip. Let's determine where we want more and where we want less. Once the main beat is done, we'll embellish the rhythm with a few extra samples, like this clap. Keys. You've never played in parts like this before. Open play surfaces and using the keyboard, add a monophonic line, simply and quickly by changing the scale to B natural minor Aeolian. It's liberating knowing you'll never hit a wrong note. Then I want to add some harmony with the lyrical synth and the custom chord strips. But my favorite play surface is guitar strips, where I can customize the chords and strum any sound like a guitar. I see a lot of people using the typing keyboard on their Mac or MacBook, but although that's useful for inputting music, it's not a very musical experience. The play surfaces on the iPad are so intuitive, and these instruments even respond to velocity. How the heck did they do that? It's glass. What a magical mystery. Guitar and bass. Never fear, I still love real instruments too. By connecting my UA's Volt interface, that is USB-C powered, and grabbing my headphones, I can record vocals, guitar, and bass. Starting with bass guitar, just DIing the instrument into my interface and then using Bass Amp Designer achieves a solid low-end sound, but I'm quickly able to expand the low end with a 90s stereo synth bass that really complements it. I write using the guitar, so I can perform a full take straight through of the rhythm part, then add layer after layer of triads and extra melodies, whilst then adding guitar amps and also making sounds I would never think of on the actual instrument in Beatbreaker. Take a look at this. Here's the original guitar part. Now, instant triplet sounds cool. Not quite the rhythm I want. Hold back is closer. But let's settle on skip around. You could go even further with the custom setting. Before I forget, I love a short and singable guitar solo, but I can't make up my mind just yet on the tone, so I loop it whilst recording 5 times with 5 different pickups, and then can choose which one fits best in takes and folders. I have a sample of the crowd from my London live show that I know I want to add in somewhere, but first, I'll lay down a few takes of lead vocal and then choose which delivery of each line is best. Then I want to add some backing vocals, oohs left and right. Here at the end of the song is the best place for this voice memo. Let's draw in some automation. Let's add in a sampled reverb from a beautiful church in Switzerland. So here's some industry jargon. When you're changing the volumes or effects on each track, you say that you're drawing in automation. This has only been done with a mouse beforehand, so now you can literally draw it using the paintbrush setting. Mixing. Now, with all this audio, I need to mix. Even wireless, I can listen to each detail and pull the track together. Draw in EQ, beef up the sounds with Fat FX. Space Designer adding room to each line and a little bit of delay to build up the crowd noise at the end. To feel your way with each channel is a very unique experience, just like using a giant console. Everything is now back at your fingertips. But what next? Now I've brought my song to life in Logic Pro, I need to create a lyric video. So once I'm done and mixed, I'll then export straight into Final Cut. I enjoy every second of making videos, and without them, I wouldn't have a music career. So now I get to jump into my videos and completely streamline my workflow. I can shoot, edit, and finish a film all on iPad, and you won't be able to tell the difference. I wasn't expecting this to be so comprehensive, and I got used to the touch editing experience so quickly, I don't know how to go back. Inspired by the lyrics and scene setting of the song opening, I wanted a strong birthday theme, but I knew I wanted to leave space in the frame to take advantage of the live drawing component. Then, for continuity purposes, I needed to capture my performance in one take, so the 4-angle multicam feature came in very handy. I filmed a number of extra shots of the cake and candles to hold attention, but then the dark background lent itself really well to being written and drawn over. I love making videos where you might not catch absolutely everything the first time round, but without being too busy. Previewing and scanning through the clips in the project media is super handy for adding the B-roll over top. Then, to break up the main shot and tie in with the claps, I wanted to add the iPhone angles, but put them in black and white. Again, very easy to drag from effects, where you can also find transitions, titles, and backgrounds. Then, naturally, I wanted the candles to dance, so the reverse playback feature over here in the inspector is very convenient. It's also where you find the crop tools, which was how I got this layered effect. Now for a personal handwritten touch with pencil. Let's put it all together. Here is What Game Do You Want to Play, produced and edited entirely on the iPad.
You're the master of connection, a ship I want to commandeer. Yeah, a game of chess, strategic, while I'm over here playing musical chairs. Keep me tangled inside your web, it's the happiest I'll ever be. Keep me hoping you'll choose me next. For now I guess we'll wait and see. You make me nervous, you make me quake. You're worth the fear, a risk I will take.
Who is this even for? To me, it looks like any experience level, musician and video creator. The fundamentals are here, nothing else is built this way. It is purposefully built for the next generation of creators. This is not a toy. This is all pro, but you don't need to be a Logic Pro or Final Cut Pro user. You need to approach it like a brand new instrument, new tool of your trade. It's so versatile, and I'm not even sure I've touched the surface yet. The tools at my disposal help me make my ideas reality, and if I can choose to create on the move, then nothing can stop me. But there are a few other aspects to this that open up a well of opportunities. So yes, why, when I have a MacBook Pro, would I choose to record and edit on iPad? Both are obviously portable. Where does this fit in my creative world? Is it just another thing to carry, or the only thing I carry? Now, I am so fortunate to have had access to these apps for a little while, and I had a realization on a plane journey recently while I was editing my vocal takes that usually, when I'm working away on my MacBook, I'm told to put my tech away while we lift off and land. But the air stewards don't mind you holding an iPad. iPads are probably the most common piece of tech seen on planes, second to phones, so I was able to get to work immediately. What I see happening is this becoming an integral part of my workflow, not just from a professional standpoint and needing to keep on uploading videos and making music at a rapid pace, but also the collaborative element that we are yet to discover, but I know will be adopted instantly. When you're working on a project in the studio, you need to kick each other out the way in front of the console to take a listen, to be in the sweet spot, to look at what's going on. Now, you simply hand over an iPad. All the places I've been, the people I've met, the food I've tasted, and the music I've heard, they've all given me a rich selection of colours for my creative palette. And sometimes I feel so inspired that I just can't wait to get back to the studio and get my ideas down. But now, I don't have to wait anymore. I'm holding an entire studio in my hands, and that's why it feels like the culmination of all those years of development that have put creatives first. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But as always, I'll be seeing you here very, very soon.